we thrive.
Well, I want to take this opportunity to thank all of you for taking the time to come and fellowship with me, and for you wanting to read my book, a book that I really didn't think I was going to be writing. It just happened. It was God's will. I had a dream about a suitcase, and I wanted to figure out what the heck was this dream about. And so I started journaling, and I started writing, and then it turned into a book. So I thank you for getting the book and reading the book, and I'm grateful that we're here today to discuss. Yay. Tracy.
We're so proud of you.
What was your first or your immediate reaction when you started reading the book?
My immediate reaction when I started reading the book, I was like, this is God. This is God breathed. It wasn't her writing. It was third person. And I was like, wow, how impactful. Mm-hmm. Tracy was totally, like we mentioned earlier in our previous discussion, she was totally obedient. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. And I remember, I don't know if this has anything to do with it, but once when you was on social media, you sent out letters like, I'm not going to be doing this. I need my quiet time. I need to go within. Mm-hmm. And I called you and asked you, I said, is everything okay? And you're like, everything's okay.
Yeah.
But I could see you sneakily wrote it.
Yeah. We didn't even know.
Yeah.
Yes, I didn't share with anyone, not even my husband or my children. Mm-hmm. I just really just started off just journaling. My thoughts, and then because I write shorthand, I'm the only one that can read it, and I was like, let me just type it so I can really see what's going on, and then it just turned into me just really focusing, and then it turned into a book. So I was like, I don't know where this is going, but I'm just going to do it, and so this is how it came about.
Yeah, the suitcase represents this. These old suitcases represent really hard times, generational hard times.
Oh, yeah.
And I mean, and we all carry the suitcase, from our parents, from family, whatever's put upon us, religion, church.
Yeah.
So we walk around with this baggage that we don't know we have, and we're not moving forward. We're stuck until you go to the Lord, like you said.
Absolutely. Because,
and get your guidance.
Yeah, because we all have some sort of fear. We all have some anxiety. I mean, like for me, I'm like, ooh, self-doubt. Mm-hmm. And then, we fall into depression. So those are the things I want to get rid of. And so it's a daily struggle. Yeah. But I'm doing it because God is in control. I'm just dropping it off to God.
Yeah. There you go. And we see it.
My first impression, just reading the first few paragraphs, it just felt like letting go. Mm-hmm. I mean, I almost started crying because it just felt like just letting go.
Yeah.
Of stuff that we don't know how to do. We don't know how to do that.
Right.
Especially as women.
Exactly. Exactly. And not only do, you see yourself in the book, but you also see some of your friends, your relatives, you're like, because of the conversations you have with other people, and you see, you're like, we're all in this together. Mm-hmm. So this is just...
Especially when you say fear, doubt, anxiety, self... I mean, we all have those. And you writing this book, I have 4 books that's named, but I have not done anything, because I'm trying to wait for this perfect time, to do it, and I just can't.
No perfect time.
And now. And one of my husband's books is already written. All I have to do is find a publisher and publish it. I just can't get there. But now that I have this book and my friends got some guts, I'm like, you know what? We all need to write a book.
Yes.
Well, the thing is about that is that we find ways to procrastinate,
mm-hmm.
right?
Yes. Because we don't want to address those fears, right? It triggers things,
right?
Or,
Exactly,
Yeah.
and I felt like when I first read the first chapter, my second thought was, wow. Why didn't I write this? You know what I mean? Like,
because speaking to you.
It was speaking to me because it was like all the metaphors were metaphorically what I do. Yes. But I also reminded Tracy the other day, in 2024, I printed out this social media thing that said, in 2024, I'm going to mind my own business and talk to God only. And I said, Tracy, remember I handed you that? And I didn't even, and then, because I found it again in my desk. And Tracy's like, oh my God, I don't know when you started. Did you start at 24?
Yeah, yeah. And I think for me, kind of what you were saying is that when I picked my first reaction was when I started reading the book, I said, how did Tracy know this was me? Like, how did she know that, you know, I've struggled with
Right.
all of these things?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And I know in the book, there's somewhere where it talks about people with education, people without education. We all struggle with the same thing.
Right.
No matter
Right.
If you have
Right.
education, if you don't,
Right.
we have the same
Right.
struggle.
Because for me, like, I dropped out of high school. I did get my GED and I did some college, but I always felt like I wasn't smart enough. You know what I mean? Like, but I knew, you're smart, but you just feel like, I don't match up to someone who has a degree. You know, if you compare yourself, so then you start doubting yourself, like, I don't really belong in this room. Well, yeah, I do belong in this room, right? So, yeah.
You do.
Yeah, for me, it showed me what it looked like to be obedient. And
And the blessings you get when you are.
Yeah.
yeah, it just showed me what it means to be obedient. It showed me that you can't run from things because it's going to come back. You can't run from your assignment. You can't run from this. You got to tackle it. And then I start seeing it like, yeah, God. It's almost like God put like handlebar lightweight. This is God's lightweight. Talking about surrender, obedience, and surrender.
Yeah.
And then you could just be so free. And then you realize, why was I held myself back?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
The accountability. Woo, that's the part that make it.
And there's a reason why we're all sitting here at this table. There's nothing,
Accident.
accident. So thank you again for the opportunity to be blessed. I wanted to say blessed in your mess, but we're blessed.
That's all our
Yes. It's just a great opportunity. Yeah.
Another question.
Mhm.
So when you're reading the book and you realize that the do not return to sender note was not put on the suitcase, and then you turn that page and you see that the suitcase had returned, what was your reaction?
All too familiar.
I knew that suitcase was coming back because
Right.
she even said, if you read it, and remember I was being read too.
Yeah, we know.
So I just had a moment to just let it soak in. And like she acknowledged that she knew she had to put the label on, and she didn't. And then she walked through and she looked at everybody else's mess, and the people who were fed up had a label, and them bags looked like whatever, and they didn't give a goddamn wig off.
Yeah.
They was dropping this off, and it had the label, and hers was all nice and neat, and she knew I left the label, but it's gonna be okay. You
knew.
you wasn't ready to let go
Yeah.
yet,
Right.
Yeah.
so it had to come back.
Yeah.
It was a part
yeah.
of you. It's a part of you.
So that just showed me
It takes a lot of discipline to get rid of a routine,
absolutely.
a program that's been programmed in our heads for years, and then you get rid of it, and you're like, oh my God.
Or you pack some of the stuff.
Yeah.
And then you move into another season, and then something else shows up, and then guess what? It shows its face in a different light. Like you're not knowing until it hits you, and then you say, "Oh, this feels familiar. This feels very familiar," but it's just disguised in another face.
But the thing is, you got to remember, we've been there, done that. Different. Of course, quest, giant, whatever, obstacle. But nonetheless, I can knock out these obstacles because I've been there.
Yeah.
And I've
Yeah.
done that.
And it's a choice.
It's a choice.
It's a choice.
If you choose. And that's how beautiful God is.
But even when you're prayed up, you're still challenged every day.
But where is your faith? That's what it asked me.
There's
When it came to fear, where is your faith? When it comes to anxiety, where is your faith? That's what it was for me.
Right.
It was a question for me of where is your faith?
Yeah.
Because you're supposed to surrender all this to God. And I would never have had the back.
But in different circumstances, different situations, you're hit, just say you're hit with fear, right? You had faith the last time. So you have to reflect on, I had faith when that happened the last time. So now I need to apply this faith to this time. So each thing you go through, you have to address it. So you have to, I'm not going to have anxiety. Like sometimes when I get anxiety, I literally say, okay, I'm about to just like let this go. I'm finna sit here because sometimes anxiety takes over your body. You're like shaking and you're like, oh my God, I have this to do. I have this to do. Okay. I go sit in my corner. I have this little chair. I sit. I pray. I open my Bible and I'm like, okay, what am I supposed to learn from this? You know, and then I start breathing. I have my breathing exercises. It's a whole little ritual. So I have to really calm myself down in order for me to say, okay, now I'm ready. I'm ready to, you know. But I get anxiety, and I, you know,
I think we all do.
sometimes you can't run from
hormonal
that.
anxiety.
Yeah.
Sometimes you don't have any control over the emotional part of it.
Yeah.
You know, so you have to do things that quiet you down, especially like prayer, meditation.
Absolutely.
Meditation is very important, and that's space. You will get your answers.
Yeah.
When you're, you know, in
Absolutely.
quiet space.
So I wanted to bring I wanted to bring our attention back to the book where we were talking about that label, "Do not return to sender." It wasn't on there. It says, but in her hurry, perhaps in her doubt, she missed them. She forgot the label. So sometimes we hurry through our breakthrough. We're trying to rush to get to the other side. And we do miss things.
Yeah.
We want that so bad that we're kind of almost not willing to go through the steps and go through the pain and go through, you know, whatever we need to go through to get to the other side. And so I'm kind of relating that to my own situation when I'm like, I just want to be there. But, you know, you have to get through. You have to go through it. You got to go through it. You got to go through it. And like Tracy said, she sat with herself. You know, she was quiet. And a lot of times we have to be still. We have to be quiet to hear God's word. Absolutely.
And sometimes people will push you and say, "Oh, you're doing so great. You look so good." But inside, you don't have that security, and then you move forward too fast because you're like, "Well, she said I was doing good," but you're not really feeling it in your heart. So
Right.
sometimes we have to like check ourselves and not be pushed and guided by other people's influence.
That's true. That's what you want to say.
Yeah, when you were talking about that, about education and everything, you know, I mean, I went to school, I went to college and everything, but, you know, when you go into certain rooms and you feel like, okay, I'm not getting it.
Right.
And I was like, I mean, my dad didn't go past 7th grade, but that man was so smart. He could be in a room. What is it? With Diane Feinstein?
Oh, yeah.
He, like, represented her. I mean, he had us at a table like this that cost like $3,000. You know, considered her table. He was. You could thought he was the smartest man on earth, but he would walk in the room and it was like he belonged in that room.
He took a charge.
Yeah. I would always go like, okay. Now it's like, you know what? I look around the room and I'm like, you know what? I belong here.
I belong here. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. You got to put it in your head. Like, you know what? I'm okay here.
Yeah.
And I don't care who it is, what nationality, and it's just, I'm just as good as anybody else.
Yeah.
But I didn't before, you know, you kind of sink back and it's like.
Right. Stay in the background.
Don't ask me no questions.
I used to go into a room and I'll sit in the back because I just wanted to listen. I didn't want the attention. But now when I walk in the room, I go to the front.
That's right.
I sit in the front. And I don't care about anything else, right? Or I show up when no one's with me. Like, you know, sometimes like, are you going to the event? Are you going to the event? So you want to be with your comfort zone, right?
Yeah.
Now I don't even care if you're going, you know. I'm going and I'm going to show up. I don't care if I know you or don't know you in the room. I'm going to show up because guess what? I'm here. I have arrived and I'm here to whatever's being presented. I'm here to get the information.
You're a child of the king.
Hello.
And I think God does, you know, like I travel a lot by myself and people will say, why are you traveling?
You do.
But every time I travel by myself, God shows up. Somebody somewhere in the airport when I'm screaming, I'm like, when they keep changing my gate back and forth, I'm like, I'm a senior citizen. I'm disabled. I can't stop it. And I'm like, and then someone will say, are you okay? And I'm like, I need help. And every single time God will show up. A friend will show up, a new friend. I've never been on my own, you know, in this, because I had to get to know myself so I can hear God speak to me, right? So, and that's why I'm here in Terramar, because God showed me my house. And I had an 8-month escrow, and everybody was fighting and just arguing about it. And I'm like, I am not stopping this train because I'm supposed to be in Dearmore.
There you go.
And I know I was get there during COVID. It was like everybody had their full-time jobs became part-time jobs. And they didn't have no job, and the criteria to buy a house kept changing. But I never lost faith. And because of it, I'm here, and I'm here with you beautiful ladies sitting around talking about our little old baggage, you know, and this old suitcase that I've seen many times. I've had this. My parents had this suitcase.
Wow.
Yeah.
Every chance I get,
Yeah.
I have to thank God because I wouldn't be here if what I went through.
We see.
And that'll be another book. Yeah. That's another book.
Thrive.